Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, and today I'll be going over the top 20 new first-person shooter games that I'm most hyped for in 2019. Doom Eternal is the follow-up to the critically acclaimed Doom 2016, and it seems like this sequel is going to deliver in spades. The core gameplay mechanics of Doom are very much unchanged, with exception to the mobility, which has been massively enhanced via the grapple shotgun. This allows the player to move around the map at insane speed and kill enemies in creative ways, adding an extra element of fun and mobility to the title. One thing that I'm super hyped for is the new Invasion mode, where your single player campaign can be taken over by other players who then control the demons, which spices up the difficulty and the campaign dynamic. Mix all of this with the headbanging soundtrack by the legendary Mick Gordon, and you know Doom Eternal is shaping up to be a very wild ride and a game you must check out this year. Generation Zero sets a scene in 1980 Sweden, where hostile machines have taken over the countryside after the local population has gone missing. It's then up to the player to explore the vast open world to work out why the machines are here and then how to take them down. Just by looking at the trailer, I'm getting some big Horizon Zero Dawn vibes from the machines, but with a massive layer of hardcore survival gameplay. And that's awesome given that this game is going to be available in single player and with 3 other friends in multiplayer on the PC and PS4, so look out for this one. Rage 2 is the sequel to the 2010 game Rage, with it being developed by Avalanche Studios and id Software, while Bethesda's taking care of publishing. Rage 2 is a game centered on chaos, an open world which doubles as your playground, where shooting everything is very much recommended. Sporting beautiful graphics in a post-apocalyptic setting, Rage 2 sets itself apart from the rest with its unique visuals, which fit perfectly with the explosive combat and gameplay. Hell Let Loose is the latest addition to the realistic World War II genre, which attempts to create massive battlefields with hellish destruction, be it with infantry, tanks, or artillery. Hell Let Loose doesn't exactly change up the formula, but improves on it in every way possible. With huge 50 vs 50 battles on an epically scaled map, along with a big emphasis on the over 20 different player-controlled vehicles and deployed weapons, Hell Let Loose is shaping up to be the World War II shooter of choice for 2019. Metro Exodus is the hyped third installment in the Metro series, following after Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. Being mostly a linear survival-like FPS, the Metro games are known for their set pieces and epic story-driven elements, which blends perfectly into the immersive game setting of Moscow's ruins. However, Metro Exodus, it goes and bucks the previous linear trend, with the addition of a vast open world, along with choices that go and affect the outcome of the story. Given how well received the previous Metro titles were, it's a no-brainer that Metro Exodus is a very hyped title and definitely worth checking out in 2019. The original Dying Light was a game that went past my radar when it first came out in 2015. However, Dying Light 2 is looking to be a significant improvement on the somewhat unique idea of zombies and parkour. Judging from the gameplay trailer, Dying Light 2 will go and function similarly to that of the original in terms of the parkour elements, but in other aspects the game is going to be quite different. One of the most significant changes is how zombies are now very much non-existent during the day. However, they come into full force at night, massively changing up the mission dynamic. In terms of a launch date, it hasn't been confirmed, but we know Dying Light 2 is coming to the PC, PS4 and Xbox One very soon. The game looks like someone scrapped Bioshock, Fallout and Metro 2033 for parts, while also looking like its own bizarre thing. That was a quote from Polygon that was showcased on Atomic Heart's website, and I think it's the most perfect way to go and describe this beautiful concoction of a game. Based on a future where the USSR has technical domination, Atomic Heart puts the player in the shoes of a Soviet KGB officer that has to look into a facility that has gone radio silent, and piece together what went wrong. The game is described on its website as an action RPG with a multi-level structure, but explicit details about the gameplay aren't mentioned. Regardless, Atomic Heart looks really interesting, so keep an eye out for this game throughout the year. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get hyped, because the Master Chief returns in Halo Infinite, the next chapter of the legendary franchise. Developed by 343 Industries and created with the new Slipspace engine, Halo Infinite was revealed at E3 2018 and it looks absolutely beautiful. While we haven't got any gameplay as of yet, the art style is reminiscent of the old Halo titles and their landscapes, along with the character models being a joy to look at. Given that Halo has been the pinnacle of FPS excellence for quite a while, it's going to be extremely exciting to see what Free for Free Industries will go and pull off with this new title. Now, talking about Halo, Installation 01 is the fan-made Halo-like game being developed by fans all around the world, with the goal to recreate the classic Halo experience from the Bungie era, especially Halo 2 and 3. While this may sound a bit questionable from first impressions, the team is ensuring that all assets are made from scratch or bought from the Unity store, so the game is legally in the clear. From the gameplay, to the graphics, to the HUD and the overall experience, Installation 01 is a classic Halo game through and through, and it's going to be a joy to try out this title, especially as it's completely free to play. I'm honestly not sure how I missed out on this game with my other lists because they're focused on free-to-play games, but it's now firmly on my radar, so go and watch out for this game and its release sometime in 2019. Now let's go and talk about the mobile platform just for a little bit. I know some people are a little bit weird about it, but this latest Call of Duty mobile game doesn't look too bad, and it's called Call of Duty Legends of Fire. It honestly doesn't look too bad. It's got really nice gameplay for a mobile title as it retains a lot of the Call of Duty DNA, along with a nice blast of nostalgia as popular maps like Nuketown and Crossfire return. In addition, zombies are also available and the game is free to play, and I know that the Modern Combat series has gone and dominated the mobile platform for years in the Call of Duty space, but judging from first impressions, I think it has some stiff competition in Legends of War. Now, after the disaster that was Fallout 76, gamers are now looking for a true Fallout title, so look no further than The Outer Worlds. A game made by the original Fallout developers, The Outer Worlds sets the scene as you're woken out of cryosleep after 70 years on a lost ship, and it's your job to go and save the other frozen travelers. From this, you're instantly faced with a Fallout-like decision. Play the good guy and work with the scientists that woke you up, or side with the mega corporation and turn him in for a hefty check. These type of choices are littered throughout the main story and sets up the game for multiple NDs, which is awesome. With a semi-open world, 2 planets and a dialogue tree influenced storyline where you can be whatever you want to be, The Outer Worlds is looking like the Fallout game we really wanted. Wolfenstein Youngblood is a standalone sequel to Wolfenstein 2, and it's definitely a different experience. In stark contrast to the previous titles, Youngblood focuses on BJ's twin daughters in a cooperative campaign. All we have right now is a short trailer from E3 with some CG footage, but other than that, everything has been kept under wraps. Now, given the relative secrecy, you would have to go and imagine the game would be coming out in late 2019, so there could be potentially some news coming soon. The Serious Sam series has always been a bit of a meme, just run and gun and see a ton of enemies die. Well, Serious Sam 4 Planet Badass is doing just that, but on a bigger scale with bigger maps and supposedly hundreds of thousands of enemies on screen at once. Now, looking at the trailer, it doesn't really seem like Serious Sam 4 is all that good, but given it's showcasing pre-alpha gameplay and that the previous games have been very solid titles, I reckon that the 2019 iteration deserves a spot on this list. Now, as you can probably tell by the name, PlanetSide Arena is a battle royale game, but it also goes and features some other modes. 100 players drop in, either in solos or trios, until one person or team is left standing. The format itself is nothing new nor exciting, but the actual gameplay and DNA of PlanetSide is what I'm really keen for, as PlanetSide 2 is an absolutely fantastic title, and with its very moderate time to kill, it could work really well in the battle royale. PlanetSide Arena also comes with a few other modes like Massive Battle, Team Deathmatch, Conquest and so on, and that goes and splits the focus of the title a little bit. Now, in general, I'm a bit apprehensive about PlanetSide Arena given it is a battle royale title and the genre is quite saturated. However, I'm excited to go and play it when it comes out in the next couple weeks. A game that most people wouldn't have expected to be on here, Shadowgun Wargames is a competitive shooter that will be available on Android, iOS and the Nintendo Switch. Set in the same universe as the Destiny-like Shadowgun Legends, Wargames focuses on utilizing heroes and their abilities to win matches, but first and foremost it is a competitive shooter. Now, this game does sound quite a lot like Overwatch, but given how trash Modern Combat Versus is, I'm actually looking for a game like this on the mobile. We currently don't have much gameplay, and so I'm a bit apprehensive about my expectations. Shadowgun Wargames could be a great mobile game, or it could be completely forgettable. I'll make sure to go and keep you guys posted when it comes out. Mavericks Proving Grounds is a very big game, and when I mean big, 1,000 players can go and drop in, and of course when I say drop in, it means this game is a battle royale. All we have at the moment is a trailer from last year's E3 that doesn't show all that much, so including this game on this list might be a little bit rich, but I'm taking a stab in the dark here given the hype. So don't go and get your hopes actually too high for this one, but keep your eyes out for new gameplay and betas to see how it actually plays out. Far Cry has been a yearly staple in the repertoire of Ubisoft, and over the past couple of years, the series has been fairly good. So introduce Far Cry New Dawn, the standalone sequel to Far Cry 5. Set in Hope County, Montana after a global nuclear catastrophe, New Dawn focuses on the survivors as they fend off attacks from the Highwaymen, along with tracking down the main antagonist of Far Cry 5, Joseph Seed. This all goes and takes place in a scenic post-apocalyptic world, and it's quite different from what we would see in like a Mad Max movie with all desert. This actually has lots of trees, a lot of color, so it's not just completely bland and dull. It's quite scenic, it's quite nice. However, the weapons themselves, they actually go and feel very thrown together and very reminiscent of a Mad Max movie, so that contrast there is quite cool. With a price tag of $39.99, Far Cry New Dawn is a tad cheaper than normal $60 AAA titles, making this an appealing pickup when it's released on February the 15th. After diving through the Steam store for hours in preparation for this video, I found Iron Maiden, which very much tries to be a spiritual tribute to the classic Doom games. Featuring the classic art style and beautifully designed sprites, Iron Maiden is a true testament to what pixel art can go and achieve in 2019. The game also runs on the decades-old build engine, which powered games like Duke Nukem 3D, so this gameplay style has been replicated to perfection. Now currently this game has a preview campaign in early access that you can go and download on Steam. However, the full game will be coming to the PC, Xbox One, PC and Nintendo Switch in Q2 of 2019. While not technically a first-person shooter, I still think it's worth talking about The Division 2 given it's one of the most hyped shooters of the year. The original Division had a fantastic concept but failed in multiple areas, particularly the Dark Zone, so seeing the improvements for the sequel, I'm quite excited. In terms of base gameplay, The Division 2 is sticking to its roots, an RPG at heart with bullet sponge enemies and tons of loot, which is great because that part of the game was absolutely fantastic. Weapon customization has been changed up with mods now being unlocked instead of looted, and skills will be freshened up as well, which is sweet. In terms of the Dark Zone, which is the real star factor of the original Division that drew people into the game, well, we actually don't know much. We can go and assume it will go and behave in a similar manner to the first game, but with some heavy reworks to go and make endgame more satisfying. With a beta coming out soon and a full release on the horizon, The Division 2 looks like the Division we really wanted. If you've gone unnoticed with this list, I haven't really gone in order the games. I just put them here, there, and everywhere so you guys can go and see a variety of games, but also because it's quite difficult to go and, order a game that hasn't actually been out yet. But with that said, this final game is by far my most hyped FPS for 2019, and that's Cyberpunk 2077. This game is the king of 2019 in my opinion. It's being developed by the legendary CG Projekt Red, the same studio that made The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and that's already making me excited. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world RPG set in the metropolis of Night City, California, a vibrant and upbeat city that is bustling with life. You take on the role of a fully customizable mercenary in the middle of a war between rival gangs and corporations, where robotic upgrades have gripped the city like an addiction. With this setting, Cyberpunk plays out to a variety of quests which all have different ways they're going to approach them, be it guns blazing, diplomatic or other. Cyberpunk 2077 was first announced in May 2012, so this game has been in development for quite a long time and it shows as the amount of depth and level of detail is insane. When it comes to video games, most of the time I stick to free-to-play titles and I don't actually buy games. However, Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that I am 100% going to purchase. CD Projekt Red has put way too much effort into this game not to be played, and I'll definitely be loading it up when it gets released in 2019. But with all of that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this list. It took me quite a long time to go and compile all the games and write the script and that, so if you enjoyed it, make sure to go and hit the like button, make sure to go and subscribe, and post a comment of your most hyped FPS game for 2019. But other than that, Undercover Dudes, all the way from down under.